I gotta ask, because like you obviously mentioned Nicholas and Kaylee and like all these other great people in your life. Like, how have you gone about meeting these guys? Because Bristol is like a dark place sometimes.
Oh, mate. Oh, no. Yeah, so with meeting, it's just, it's, you meet, it's a case of meeting one person and then meeting everyone else. So me and Rob, who I've not mentioned before, Rob's a massive part in Baby Step. He's an editor. He's been on board, from very early on. He does loads for us and he's one of my best mates. And, so me and Rob got put in a house together in the second year of uni. We both knew different people, who brought us to that house. And then from living there, we became really good mates and he got on board the magazine and then he introduced me to a load of his friends. And I introduced him to a load of my friends. So yeah, people like Kaylee I met through Rob and yeah, I think that's just how it is. Those weird circumstances where you meet someone. But yeah, even in that, like the magazine was why I kind of ended up becoming good friends with Rob and then becoming mates with everyone else. So yeah, the magazine certainly helped. And that second year house was a 14-person house, mate. So yeah, yeah, there were a lot of people in there. Living with 14 people was certainly, an
Man,
experience.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it
I
was,
lived with 8 people, well, 7 others in my second year, and I thought that was mad.
yeah.
14 is like,
Yeah, it was almost too many people though, because, what happened was there was obviously you're split up through floors. There was like 3 floors. So what would happen was like it'd be mostly the girls were downstairs and the boys were upstairs. So you genuinely wouldn't see someone for like 3 or 4 days. It was nuts. Like and I've lived in smaller houses since and yeah, it's probably just a bit nicer because you actually see the people you live with a bit more, which is always a bonus. But yeah, it was a good experience.
that's crazy, man. How did you even find a 14-person house? That sounds like a mansion sort of
It
levels.
it fully was like a mansion type house. It was like it looked like the Tracy Beaker's dumping ground, mate. That's what it looked like. It just was this weird house. But I met. It was in first year. I became mates with a guy called Xander, and we did a little magazine thing in first year. And then he introduced me to everyone there, and I live with those guys, and yeah, so just all these little connections of meeting people, and then just meeting more people.
Mm-mm. It's interesting how you never like met the person directly. It's always like you met A who showed you B who showed you C, and then suddenly down the line it's like a very good link.
That's it. That's it. I think that's what a lot of Leeds is like, but social life in general, getting introduced to a person via someone else. I like most of my friends are through that type of thing.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. It's interesting because school was like the complete opposite. You were just thrown in this, 7 more. It's like right.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah, it was. It was. Everything was a bit more instructional and organized, wasn't it? And, you weren't forced to be friends, but, it was, you could explain why you were friends with certain people, couldn't you?
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time. Yeah.
What would you say is your, like, if someone says St. Mark's, what's the first thing that comes to your head? First memory.
Oh, mate. I tell you what, the sixth form common room. I think about that a lot. That's a fond memory. I quite like sixth form. How did you find it, mate?
Really? That's weird. I hated sixth form.
Not like academically, like, but I remember like I did like how both the sides of the year started talking and that type of side of it. Like I did like it in that respect.
Mm.
Obviously there wasn't as much room for just going mental and like enjoy, like that side. But I'd say that's one of my first memory, like the first things that comes to my head. Playing football in the playground, that's a big one.
That was nice.
Yeah. What about you? What's like the first thing that comes into your mind?
Me, it's got to be, would have been drama in year eight.
Wow. Oh man.
Year eight drama was like, you can't touch that in terms of good times.
Oh my God, like it's just how much fun we we used to have in those types of things. Just like it was a free for all. Like me and Ben Conway got moved out of A1, like A1, whatever class it was. Like because we were just it just was not good. It was not good. We were just having
Yeah,
too much fun, I think. But yeah, that was probably a blessing in disguise, really. But yeah, it was nuts, wasn't it? That's a good memory for sure.
good times. I was moved out as well. The year after, I think they put me in A2. Like
Yeah,
they split a whole class up because we were that bad.
it's actually nuts. It's nuts. But yeah, really, really good memories, obviously. I had so much fun during like year eight. I don't know about you, but year eight just was the most fun ever. Like I literally thought it was so good.
By far. Like I was sad in GCSE when we had to stop doing drama, music, like all the artsy things. Like, I used to love art, not even for the actual subject, but for the class.
Oh mate,
We
yeah,
would mess about.
oh, so much, so much. It was like a competition at times how bad it got. But then now like I've gone to uni and enjoyed learning. A part of me is like, how bad is that? That we used to be like that. But I think everyone who's been to school would have a year they remember where it just was, you know, fun. And I think that's an important part as well. You need to have enjoyed yourself. You don't want to have been a robot the whole way through and not know how to talk to people and laugh about things.
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of skills you got to learn when you're going through it. Because I know people now that get to uni, they haven't really had that experience, and you find it harder to like make the most of your time there.
Mate, if you're deprived of those social skills, very basic social skills, it's going to impact you at some point, unless you're an academic, unless you work in a field that's just, you know, you get in, you do your work and that's it, you know, but in this world, most of the things we do are going to be working with people and how we interact and all of that, especially for me. Like, I know for sure I'll never be in a thing where it's just like, go to work, do this, that's done. Like, I'm going to have to use my social skills and conversational skills in what I do. So, you know, those early years when we were just enjoying ourselves and socializing a bit more, I think they're important. And yeah, man, I think when you go to university, you certainly see people who are very, very intelligent and rich in one aspect, but they also lack quite foundational social skills. And I think you get caught out at some point with that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can hear a lot of investment bankers and lawyers screaming at us right now for saying
Yeah, they're
this.
going mental, aren't they?
Like, what friends? I don't need friends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they'll be taking over the world in a year, mate, and banishing us for this. But yeah.